So me peeps, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal. Okay, so I'm getting excited for this GSP versus Jake Sheilds matchup. It's going down in Toronto. I think April 30th is the date. UFC Championship Welterweight 5 rounds. Now, this is an interesting match. This is a really interesting match, and I'm trying to figure this one out. And I'm kind of debating with myself. On the one hand, I got it this way, John, and on the other hand, I got it this way. And so, I think GSP could be in real danger here. At the same time, I see a way for him to strategize this where it could be a lot safer. And we're going to get to that. So, but let's just talk about this overall right now in terms of how I look at this. I think this is going to be one of GSP's potentially toughest fights. And here's why. He can't do his normal strategy of, take someone down with the wrestling and lay and pray type of situation. GSP has to keep this thing on the feet, and his condition needs to be great. I think that I'll say the prediction at the end. This is just tough. Here's the keys to victory, and here's how I break this down. Now, Jake Sheilds is not the greatest striker. He's not even, I'd say, a good striker for that level. But he can do a few things. His conditioning is usually pretty good. Now, the last fight, his conditioning was really bad when he came down to 170. We're going to see if he's cool at 170 again. And he's beat the best at 170, and he's beat the best at 185. Okay? Now, not in the UFC, not Anderson Silva, clearly. So, and he couldn't win that fight. But, in my personal opinion. Now, so he's coming down to 170. He's facing GSP. And, I want to see, the biggest question for me is, what is Jake Sheilds' condition? Is he adjusted to 170? Is he cool at 170 again? Can he make the weight comfortably and all that type of stuff? That's the step one. Now, we just saw him. He says training camp's good. He looks good. Everything's cool. We'll see. He's got some different people coming in. I think Kale Sonnen, some other people coming in, train with him. Whatever. All right. So we'll just check that out. The whole Cesar Gracie camp, I think he's still with them. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. And he lives around here in the Bay Area. Now, that's one thing. The other thing is, he's not the best wrestler. Meaning that, okay, he submits guys as submission specialist, and he's good at different things, but can he get the fight to the ground? Now, notably, he beat Dan Henderson, who is a much better wrestler than GSP, and he was, obviously a more powerful striker, in my personal opinion, at least with the H-bomb, and he was able to get it to, weather those strikes, get it to the ground, and get the submission in. So, it's not like he can't do that. So the main question is going to be, so let's put that, can Jake get it to the ground and then work his game? That's step one. Now, on GSP's side, with GSP, if Jake Sheilds is okay, meaning that with the weight, if he's cool with the weight, if he can make that weight, I don't think GSP has the same level of conditioning for the 5 rounds that a Jake Sheilds might. Now, the Jake Sheilds that fought last time, you're going to be in much better condition than at that weight. But if Jake Sheilds is cool with the weight, whatever like that, Jake usually has some pretty good conditioning, I think. But I don't think that's a real decided factor there, right? Strength, not sure about. GSP's always in great condition, but Jake did well at 185, so I don't know exactly how to feel about that one either. But let's give maybe a slight edge to GSP there, I think. Not totally sure about that. What it comes down to is can GSP, if he works his karate, he says he's working karate, whatever like that, if GSP uses his wrestling defensively to keep the fight on the feet and now strike Jake Sheilds and do the jabs and the kicks like he was working against Koscheck, with Jake's with his weaker striking, I'd say, then that's maybe a path to victory. But, old habits die hard, and GSP likes to wrestle and likes to get it to the ground, and that's maybe kind of what happened with Henderson. Is it's like, you feel sort of comfortable, and Jake's pretty wily. It's like, okay, I'm okay being on top, if you're a wrestler or whatever like that, and then you get caught in something. You know, you can get caught in something late. So I just, you know, it's going to be interesting. GSP needs to keep this fight standing, and I think he has a good chance to do that. Jake needs to get it to the ground, and Jake was able to do that against a better wrestler. So who knows? This is a very tough and interesting fight. I think the edge goes to GSP slightly, but man, I think this is a very, very dangerous opponent for GSP. And you know, Jake has won 15 in a row. He hasn't been beat. There's a reason for that. And I just think he is extremely dangerous. It would not surprise me at all to see Jake win this fight. And you know, man, I mean, you know, the more I think about it, it's a real tough thing. I mean, this is so close. I wouldn't quite call it 50-50. It's very close to that. I'd call it 55-45 GSP. Barely. I think that GSP can edge it out with the striking, but wow, I don't know. And I think that Sheilds is mentally tougher than GSP. You know, I'm pushing myself hard to make a call because that's what you fans need me to do. But I mean, I really want to go 50-50 pick him on this one, but I won't do that yet. I may change my mind on it later. I may even try to go over and get some information and some interviews with Jake in the camp, whatever. So I know, you know, I know some of the people over there in the camp, so we'll see. But I think this is a very, very interesting fight. Very interesting fight. What do you think about it? Who do you think is going to win and why? You tell me what's up. Comments below. Subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal. You're watching Conservative Media.